You do your 4 years, you get out. Uh, what happens? What do you do?
Um, well, my last 2 years of high school, I was in Missouri. We moved to Branson, Missouri when uh, in between my sophomore and junior year, and so I lived in Branson, Missouri in high school. And then I moved to the big city, Springfield, Missouri, when I got out of high school with some friends, and did a bunch of dead end jobs, and then I moved in with my high school sweetheart, that the one that I talked about being asexual to, and we lived together for a while. And I ended up having a nervous breakdown, and then I moved back to California to live with my grandparents.
At what age did you have the nervous breakdown?
Probably like 19
Okay, that's
or
very young
20.
to that's very young to have a nervous breakdown. And did something happen that spearheaded that, or was it just these issues of taking care of yourself and become so overwhelming?
The woman I lived with started hanging out with Satanists, and they may have dosed me with drugs. I don't know, but I ended up freaking the fuck out and acting like a total asshole. And uh,
Do you mind like describing that night? Because I can't even imagine you freaking out. So I just wonder what a Mormo freakout's like. Because you're so laid back and chill. So
yeah, I just like I painted "Born Loser" on my door at the house we were renting, and I just remember. Actually, I don't remember it all that well,
like it
but
just like a blackout kind of thing happened, and then the next thing you
probably,
know,
yeah.
you're at your grandparents' house recovering.
Yeah.
Okay, so so you're like 19 or 20. You're living at your grandparents' house, and are you looking for a job, or are you just living there? Because I know my grandparents would be up my ass because they're old school. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I worked at Toys R Us, I think.
oh, okay, you're just like a checkout guy or something,
Warehouse.
warehouse.
Yeah, I worked in back.
Okay, and then how long were you in this situation for?
A couple years, or a year, or maybe a couple years, and then eventually I reconnected with some of my old friends from school, and ended up moving into San Diego proper. I was in Escondido with my grandparents, and then moved into an apartment in San Diego eventually.
And I guess you're just kind of like you working at Toys R Us this whole time, or are you taking different jobs at different times? Are you out of work at different times?
Uh, no, I've worked most of my life. I'm full time side hustle now, but for most of my life, I worked and had a job.
Okay, was it like a dead end job? It wasn't fulfilling to you, or did you like it?
I liked it. I just like playing with the toys. I would go out on the sales floor and push all the buttons and
Yeah.
turn the knobs and everything. It was a fun job.